Hello everybody, today I'm going to show you my Lego creation. It is a mock and is supposed to be a replica of the Ferrari 458 Spider. Okay, so let's see what this spider can do. This Ferrari 458 Spider replica has an openable hood right here. And a ton of space inside. You can put whatever over here in this space. Right here you can see there's a space. Lots of space to put anything. This replica also has an openable roof too. As you can see, the roof opens up and you can go ahead and see the interior. There is this steering, just a little. Okay. So there is a steering wheel that can move. It doesn't actually sync to any steering system. It's just a fake steering wheel that can move. There are seats and some extra details on the floor. And also this gear shift right here, made of the hinge control stick, those parts. Anyways, we can go ahead and close the roof. Actually, for the next function we leave the roof open because this is the engine bay. Now, I didn't just go and make a replica of the Spider. I researched on it and found out that it has a V8 engine. So I went ahead and made a V8 engine right here. You can see here the mighty V8 engine looking tall and proud right here. There are 8 pistons, 4 on each side. And yes. That is the V8 engine right here. So you can go ahead and close up the engine bay and the roof and show you another feature. The doors can also open up. And as you can see, they're not as thick as they might look from the top. They're just this row blocks here, followed by these sides, and then part of the windshield. A whole chunk of the windshield too. So as the other door, it can also move. It can open up. There are freely rotating wheels right here, as you can see with all of my cars. There are rotating wheels that can rotate infinitely. And for the last thing, last but not least, this scale 2x4 brick. As you can see with my blue sports car model that I made from LDCad, I included this red 2x4 brick. He really helps in showing the scale right here. You can get an idea of how big the car is with this 2x4 brick. See here, that's the 2x4 brick. This is the car. Anyways, that's all the functions. Now we can go ahead and show you the building process. So I started off with the wheels and tons of flat planes. Then I added the engine bay, the front fenders, and the cheeks of the car, if you would so call it, the grille, and then I moved on to the headlights and the hood of the car. And then once I'm finished with the front, I added a few more details, rear fenders, started making some of the interior. Then I made most of the doors here. After that, I added some touches to the sides here and worked on the back. As you can see, I added lots of pieces, grilles, slope bricks. Then I go ahead and added the roof. Then I opened the roof up and added the chairs, adjusted the doors, and added the side windshield pieces. And then finally, I added this 2x4 brick. So that's my building process. Anyways, you may know the Ferrari 458 Spider, or you may not. It is a car with a few curves and shapes, and interesting headlights, and front grille. And so, since this will be my first replica of a real life car, it won't be the best. And also, this is the first time, as you might notice or you might have not, that I added a windshield. And so, since I know a lot about cars, I know that there's always a door and it's connected to the windshield. So I went on with that. I added these, which meant that when the door opened, it'd have part of the windshield. Anyways, that was my first time ever making a windshield on a car. My first replica of a car. And I thought Ferrari was a nice car brand maker. Why not do Ferrari? Anyways, this is also an extremely complex build right here. Honestly, this is a new rank of cars right here. As you can see with the 458 Spider, get a little zoom in on the front. Yeah, what about like that? As you can see here, the front headlights of the car, I knew they'd kind of be like something with this, like, it's kind of hard to explain, but with the shape of the car headlights that is shown in this image right here, it appears that I decided to use a dish 2x2 for the circle and then a tile 1x4 to kind of, create those headlights in a special way. Now I can go ahead and copy and paste these headlights right here. As you can see with these headlights, they're in this shape, which is an interesting shape to me. A dish and a tile right here. And as I did it with that, I went ahead and made the rest of the car. I tried to leave as few gaps as possible, with these wing 2x3 right and left. The hood is 3 pieces. And as you know, in the Ferrari 458 Spider, the front has this front grille right here, along with a few curves, and the sides, the headlights, and a few extra shapes as shown in this image. And so it was very complex to make the front only. See here, I also used these flaring smooth number 21 and 22 to make kind of the corners of the car. Now I can go to 2D mode for the next one. As you can see here, I will show an image, but as you can see here with the side of the car, I did have an image. I had 4 images of the car. I had the side of the car, the front of the car, the back of the car, and the top of the car. The Ferrari car, that is. Anyways, for the spider, there were some curvature pieces that I knew I had to include in my build. And as you can see right here, the front is a little kind of flat here, which is my mistake, but this is my first replica model. It goes up into here, into this slope right here, and then kind of a curve downwards. Now I had to leave a space right here, so that is kind of a little bit of an ugly gap, but still. Anyways, this curved piece, and then it curves down to here. Then with the door's help, it curves up here, and then kind of a smooth round curve. And then you see this piece, it was important. I added this right here, kind of curving into the back. So basically the car right here, the fender had to go into the door and to the back, and it was kind of complex. The back of the car. This is where troubles hit me a lot more than usual. I did not know too much about Lego complex curvature or shaping or that much. I added this piece to curve while into here. It's kind of a cutty thing, and as shown by a picture I will show up right now, there, the back of this Ferrari 458 Spider right here, as you can see, it has these pieces, black pieces with lines going here, and then this piece with, yeah, there were supposed to be 3 gray exhausts in the image, but I didn't have space, so I made 2 instead. These exhausts right here, I can highlight them to see better. You can see the exhaust right here. Yeah, every once in a while I just put a brick up here and then delete it so that nothing is selected and you can see every single part without that pesky move thing right here going into play. So I'll just do that every once to select nothing. Anyways, along with the car, it had this curving up to the top. And then, as I saw the car, I knew I had to, as the tail lights right here, I had to use these dishes, 2x2 right here. Along with these black pieces and grillies, because you know, in the image it shows a black line going across and then some tail lights, round tail lights going up here, so yes. And then with the back engine bay, as you can see, I have made these hinge pieces right here. Hinge 1x2 base. Ooh, and these pieces. All 5 of them working together right here. And as you might have noticed, to be easier, I figured out, I was told, and learned how to group pieces. This was extremely useful because, you know, in other videos I would have to hold Control on my keyboard and press every single piece that I wanted to move, and then I had to also press the first piece that would move, because you know, like how about right here, it was in the group right now, but if it were not in the group right here, I would have to press see this axle, long axle, since it's going to be the point of rotation as shown here. I would have to press that first and then every single other thing. And then after that, I would have to close it. So not clicking anything else, or else I'm going to have to highlight those all again. And so grouping was a lot better. Now it's quite easy to do whatever. I have the entire doors grouped, the entire back engine bay grouped, the roof grouped, and the hood grouped. Anyways, grouping helped me a lot, and yes. Brace yourself. This explosion right here will show you how many pieces came out here. Tons of pieces right here. You can see there are billions of pieces right here. Tons of them. Just look at it. You can see there are billions of pieces being used here. There's a lot of pieces, as you can see here. Ooh, interesting, very interesting. Okay. As you can see here, tons of pieces right here. Lots of them have been used. Cause like, I can't just go with too many big pieces. Like, I know right here, let's go back to normal. I know right here the roof right here, as you can see, was curved and had to use these flat panels, but most of the things like the doors right here and the windshield was made with tiny pieces, so I can curve it more. I mean, it makes sense. You think like it's not going to be very well to have one big piece or a few big pieces and have this curvature. Like, it's not just like that. I had to use many small pieces that came out fine. This took a couple of days to create, and I think for a start, I really like it. It gave me just enough challenge creating the curved pieces. Because as you know, I've never made a replica car before. Or if I have, it wasn't as big as this one before. Anyways, this was a great help to me. Lots of challenges, excitement, complexity, and curvature was used in this build. And that will be all.